Here we are again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ethical AI Tools for Smart People. And today's topic is going to be insightful.
Yay, insightful.
And so, just to introduce ourselves, hi, my name is Kayla,
I'm Dr. J.
and these are our little cartoonish versions of ourselves.
This is us in cartoon to guide you on your journey.
And so we're going to go and cover a couple issues before we dive right into the tool. So the first issue being transparency. You do not want to hide the fact that you're using this tool. You do want to check in with your instructor to make sure that there's no issues, but you want to make sure that it's very clear, like, I am getting this help. I don't want there to be any sort of misunderstanding, but I'm still doing all the work on my own. And you, of course, want to make sure citations, always cite and give the credit.
And make sure that however you're using your AI, it shouldn't take the place of the learning objectives. So if you're thinking about just trying to get around writing a paper and using AI, don't do that. That's not the right way to do things. These are supposed to enhance your learning rather than get around learning. So that's the long and short of it.
And a couple issues that we won't be going into, but want to generally mention, copyright issues and artistic licenses, environmental impact, and the one I find most important after the other two is the internet is made from trash. There are a lot of biases that go into the data sets that are used to teach the AI that we're showing you. So you want to know that there are sometimes flaws with this. There can be unfair perspectives. So you want to ensure that you keep that in mind and verify every resource that you're using to make sure that it's creditable.
Exactly. Internet is made from trash, but we still are going to learn awesome things together.
Mhm. All right, and now we'll hop right in.
Yay! Insightful.
So, talking about Insightful today, it's very good for finding resources based upon one source that you already have, connecting these different resources, and giving a sense of the literature that exists in the field. Really great place for getting started. So when you first come into Insightful, it'll bring you to this screen with no need to log in, which is really nice. And you're able to either put in one paper or put in two papers. Now, you might be thinking, where could I find these papers? The library. The Simmons Library is a fantastic source to utilize. So you really want to make sure that you use everything that you have at your fingertips. Don't be afraid to ask questions and research things. You will find exactly what you need if you just try. It's right there. So continuing on, we went to paste in a resource, which the full name will come up in just a moment. But as you go to type in the name or the URL, it's really nice because Insightful will populate the field for you and you can verify that this is the exact source I'm looking to start with. And it'll build a little network for you to help analyze the different papers that will be connected to the one paper that you're putting in. And it can do the same thing with two papers by showing you the different types of literature that can connect the two. So the first paper we had put in, climate anxiety, well-being of pro-environmental action correlates of negative emotional responses to climate change in 32 countries. The goal of the research that we were doing was to connect climate change to non-STEM related uh, fields.
Disciplines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's really nice because this focused more on the emotional responses, so a lot more of the psychology behind things. And as you can see, it's open access. It tells you the year that it's published, it how many it's cited by, how many papers it's citing, and how many papers can show up in the graph from it. What's really nice is that if you wanted to add papers to the graph, as we're going to talk about a little more, you can add them right here. And you can also filter through all the papers that are populated. And what's really nice is that for the keywords, it's a Boolean type of uh, Boolean type of sorting, so you can use the words and, or, and not. So here it says hello and world, not cruel. So it would show you papers that have the words hello and world, but disclude any papers that include the word cruel. If you wanted to do some that said hello or world, it would show you ones that contain either and still keep that not cruel there. And it could show you the minimum distance or maximum distance from the paper that you're currently talking about, as well as the minimum year that you would want to see, as well as the maximum year that you would want to see. So, how old and how new would you want to see? And so, this is the graph that gets generated, which is really, really cool. It shows you all of these different types of papers that can connect to the papers that you started with. Um, the color coding, I do have to be honest, I wasn't sure about the color coding. If did
Light
you happen to have any
purple,
insight?
middle purple. I don't know. It's so interesting because there's like larger and smaller and I don't know, but they're all I mean, it's nice. I like the colors. Yeah.
Me too, me too. But definitely feel free to research about what the colors mean if it means it's any much further or much closer to it. But it's really nice that you provided all of these different resources. And you can click on them. When you do click on them, it'll show you this is the whole depth. So it'll show you the paper that you started with, the different papers that can connect it, and then the paper that you selected at the bottom. So this was the paper that I chose, and this is how it shows that this paper is connected through these papers, which is really cool.
Oh, look at that. I guess the colors are dates. So it's like
Oh, oh,
2020, 24. Oh, there we go. We figured it out.
I
Yay!
love it. I love it.
Learning. That's what we're doing here today. This is cool. So it's like 6 degrees of separation in between, it's sort of like, okay, cool. These are only 2 degrees of separation apart because there are all of these others that they have in common. That's
Mhm,
cool.
mhm. And it also lets you know that sometimes these papers are not open access, so you're not going to be able to access them freely. But it's really nice because it can let you know which ones are open access as well. And once again, how many it's cited by, how many papers it's citing, and when it's published, as well as where you can access it as well. Again, this one is not open access, but you'll still be able to find where it is.
And you could still find it in the library. Like we have a lot of databases to find articles that are not open access, like we have journals in the library. So that's good.
That's true. That's true. Use the resources. And so the lovely thing is you can also get similar papers that are generated from the base paper that you include. And so it'll once again say the year it was published, the similarity, which I'm not sure how the similarity is ranked
Hmm,
in terms of a scale. Like, I don't know if it's like 0
interesting.
to
We've got
100.
11, we've got 3.
Exactly.
So
So
interesting. Okay.
So not fully sure there, but still seems really helpful,
Hmm.
especially since we know that this is our first one, and then I think this could be maybe the degrees of kind of separation, so to speak. And so from there, you can also then take some of these resources and go back and put in a second resource. So when creating more in-depth graphs like the one we saw before, Insightful recommends that you try and use at least 5 papers to get as wide of a graph as possible. Here we just used the two because we were trying to show an example, but definitely advise to follow the recommendation of Insightful to maximize the resource. And so, just to kind of give some tips, once again, you're going to need your own source or two to start off. So, you want to make sure that you're utilizing the library or some of the other ethical AI tools that we've shown to help with that. Research can be very, very overwhelming at first, and sometimes you won't know where to start. But there are a lot of great reliable sources that you can use in order to kind of get that kickoff. And you want to also remember it's not perfect. Double check all your information, use the library, and make sure you're also just kind of using your own judgment, but also don't be afraid to check in with your professor too. Say, I found this resource through this great tool. I'm not sure if this is suitable for the assignment or research that we're doing. Would you mind double checking this for me?
Absolutely.
And just to say our opinions, I'm really, really a fan of Insightful. I feel like it does exactly what I would hope for, which is provide a bunch of sources so that then I can kind of take things and do it on my own, which is different from a lot of the other AI tools that we've had the chance to share with y'all. So think it's definitely my top three favorites.
Nice. It gets the thumbs up for me as well. I really like this. I like how it gives you the visuals and connections. It's great that, I mean, like all the others that we review, it's free. So that's good. But also, it doesn't even require email. You just jump on in. And it requires you to do the thinking on your own. It's not going to write the whole thing for you. It doesn't give you an output that's very text heavy. It gives you a nice visual. So that's cool. I also like how it doesn't only give you open access, so it actually does a more thorough job than just giving you open access articles. So, used in conjunction with library databases, this is a super solid tool. Thumbs up.
I love it. I love it. And so, just some next steps. You'll have the list of resources on the research topic. If you're going to be writing a lit review, you're going to want to go and review as many as you can just to maximize the amount of information that you're going to have. But again, no copy pasting. That is plagiarism, and we don't want to plagiarize here.
Right. And it's not even possible with this tool to do a copy paste like that. But yeah, skim the sources and put together your lit review. This is a very solid tool and you're gonna be really in good shape for your next steps.
And that's all we have for today, y'all. Thanks so much for watching.
Yay.